The final Trio Cash Cup qualifier of the season has just concluded, and we have so much news to go over, including Clix, Batman, Boogan, and Yamzo versus Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, and Clix's team kind of destroying them, as well as some very unfortunate news with Mongraal and MrSavage's team. Real quick before we get into everything with today's video, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are less than 300 subs away from 91,000 subscribers. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. Without further ado though, let's go over the leaderboard and start off with the winners of NA. Like always is going to be the trio of Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot. Now these guys finished with 1,257 points. They were able to win 3 out of their 19 games today. They finished with 338 total elims, 11.2 average placement, 17.7 average elims. If we just go over their best games from today, it was a 15 elimination 4th, 21 elimination 4th, 24 elimination 5th, 25 elimination 4th, 17 elimination 10th, and then a 34 elimination win in their very final game to make sure that they do keep their spot in first place and they don't let the second place team of Clix, Batman, Boogan, and Yamzo get past them. Now this trio finished with 1,127 points, so they were still about 100 points under Peter's trio, but they still had an absolutely insane tournament, being able to win 4 out of the 18 games. They had an average placement of 10.6 and an average elims of 16.6, finishing with almost 300 total elims, which, if you are wondering, yes, is the second most elims in the entire tournament, only behind Peterbot's trio. So this is once again a very good sign for this team going into FNCS. Now these guys' best games was a 21 elimination 3rd, 38 elimination 4th, 10 elimination 4th, 13 elimination 18th, 17 elimination 17th, and a 30 elimination 2nd in their very final game. Both of the trios in 1st and 2nd place were just absolutely fragging out in basically every single game they played. Just super impressive stuff from both of these teams. We also got to see 2 separate fights between these trios today, and I want to show you guys both of those real quick.
Core, 80.
No, like I didn't shoot.
He's no shotgun ammo.
20.
I'm in my box. Killed him.
What is she on your back? 150.
I'm
Below
trying
you.
to body block him.
Coming. One damage, chill.
Get 200.
In box.
Yeah,
One.
last 100.
He's so weak, Clix. Just get in.
Right, box. Dead.
Alright.
Ritual, Pete,
That's
and
your
Cold.
bot.
Are
I
we
just
right
decked
now?
one of them.
Are we so real?
Blam.
Reset.
I'm just dead. Like,
Reset. I told you, bro, we kill him and there's a target.
Oh, you didn't get it, by the way.
GG, brother.
I knew
So
it.
these guys did end up going 1-1 in their 2 games that they ended up fighting each other, and they did also end up finishing 1st and 2nd place on the leaderboard. This is going to be a very entertaining storyline going into finals, and I cannot wait to see how both of these teams do. In 3rd place is the trio that has just been so consistent since forming together of Video, Cooper, and Sphinx. These guys were the only other team to break the 1,000 point mark, finishing with 1,068 points. 4th place is the brand new trio, the team that dropped Clix of Muzz, Yapko, and Rise on 944. Now these guys only played 15 total games today, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there and why they played so little games, but these guys do just absolutely look insane as well. They definitely could have reached 1,000 points if they played all their games out. And then rounding out the top 5 is another brand new trio of Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts. These guys finished with 864 points. I said this in my last video, but I still am not like the biggest fan of the whole team swap that these guys did with Pollo's trio, but a top 5 in opens is still super impressive, and I still do have very high hopes for them in the finals. 6th place is Golden, Void, and Ozone. 7th is Fishy. 8th is another brand new trio of Quanti, Bila, and Edgy. 9th is also a brand new trio of Noxy, Virgo, and Curly. And then rounding out the top 10 is NPen. Remember though, we are looking for those top 33 trios that we are going to be seeing in the finals. So some other big names we have is like 12th place of Victor V, Skittles, and Chimp. 13th of a V, Booga, and Threats. 14th of Reet, Vert, and Chance. 15th of Oliver OG. 17th of Shadow Curve and Tyler. 18th of the brand new trio of Cease, Jack, and Blake. 19th of Noah W Plays Chaos and DC Awesomer. The brand new trio in 25th of Agers, Acorn, and Pollo, Bucky, Okis, and Craze in 29th, 32nd of Asian Jeff 20 and Walkers, and then rounding out the top 33 is G Money. Oh yeah, and this is my bad. I don't know how I skipped over 27th of Seti, Hari, and Cammy. This is their third straight NA finals that they are able to make. I'm gonna say this every single week. People should not just be brushing over it as much as I feel like they are. This is so impressive to do. There wasn't any like super big names that were not able to qualify this week. So let's actually look at the map real quick. Look at a couple of the teams that are contested. The real big fights we have is like Reaver and Chance versus Veer, Scarce, and Sinetto. And then we also do have like Chimp, Skittles, and Victor V versus Seek, G Money, and Osid. But most of these super big name teams are uncontested. Oliver OG and Noah W plays are going to be triple contested. But pretty much all of the super big names, like I said earlier, are completely uncon right now. So let's start off with my top 5 predictions. In my 5th place spot, this was definitely the hardest top 5 I've ever had to make. Remember to let me know your guys' own top 5 in the comment section down below. Starting off with in 5th place though, I am gonna go with the brand new trio of Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts. Now this is one that could definitely come back to bite me. And if you're wondering, no, I do not have Agers, Acorn, and Pollo in my top 5. I don't know why. I'm just getting this like feeling that Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts are going to place higher than Agers, Acorn, and Pollo this week. This statement could be completely wrong, and I am not afraid to admit that. 4th place, I'm gonna go with another brand new trio and the team that still is going to keep the 4th place curse of Rise, Muzz, and Yapko. Now these guys have literally looked so insane since they formed together. I think this is definitely a potential top 3 team on NA, and I cannot wait to see how they actually go in the finals now. 3rd place is going to be the highest I have predicted Clix all season long. I basically did just spoil it, but my 3rd place pick is the trio of Batman, Booga, Iamzo, and Clix. These guys have just looked so good since forming together, getting 1st place in the evals, 2nd place in opens. I really do believe as of right now, before I have watched any finals gameplay of this team, that they really do have a top 2 in FNCS Grand Finals potential. I just need to see what they actually are going to look like in a finals lobby before I start saying like anything too crazy. In 2nd place though, I'm gonna go with, I feel like the team is just like the 2nd most established team, which is still crazy because they are a brand new trio of Cooper, Vadil, and Sphinx. This would just be their 3rd finals lobby going into it together, and they have placed 2nd and 5th in finals, so they do have an average placement of 3.5 in the finals, and I think a 2nd place is very doable for them. And then in 1st place, I just don't think there is still any trio in NA that is going to pass up the trio of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. I think these guys are still almost a lock for winning FNCS, no matter how crazy that really does sound. Remember, let me know your guys' own top 5 predictions in the comment section down below, and let's move on to EU now. Now on EU, of course, we will get into the Mongraal and MrSavage stuff, and is their FNCS over before it is even starting? But let's start off with the winners of EU of Hyper. Now, to be honest, this is a super unexpected winner, so huge shout out to this trio right here. They finished with 953 points, so they won opens by almost 100 points. They were to win 5 out of their 19 matches. They finished the day with 194 elims. They had an average placement of 11.4 and an average elims of 10.2. 2nd place was Contry, Finnick, and Upple on 864. 3rd was Tripper and Thomas HG and Ferdoxy on 791. 4th was Vania, Pixie, and Marius on 770. 5th place is a team that was in 15th after day 1 and then climbed all the way into the top 5 of Vico, Vino, and Flixie. Now these guys finished with 767 points. They were able to win 1 out of their 19 games as well. They had an average placement of 15 and an average elims of 11.5. If we go over their best games from just today, it was a 14 elimination 2nd, 20 elimination 3rd, 12 elimination 13th, 14 elimination 6th, and a 35 elimination 7th in their very final game. 6th place is Cringe, Cade, and Mappy. 7th is iDrop, Sky, and Scroll. 8th is Skydrump. 9th is CZB, Eclipse, and Nathan. And then rounding out the top 10 was Zay. Now we are looking for those top 33 trios, so some other big names is like 11th of Cheatin', Rezon, and Kadu. And yes, these guys are going to be contested by the team in 13th place of Chap, Yanis, and Noah Riley. So we are getting some X trios going at it off spawn. We have not really seen any off spawn beef in EU, I feel like, in so long, so I am very excited to see how this fight goes. Some other big names is like 12th of Pingwax and Malabuka, 16th of Seti, Hari, and Cammy, 20th of Swizzy, Queasy, and Merstash, 25th of Trulex, Chicho, and Tayson, 26th of Huddy's trio, and then rounding out the top 33 was Splash. So yes, there is a couple of big names outside of that top 33. Like first off, in 34th place of Pink, Nebs, and Chino, they are not going to be able to qualify unless a cheating team gets banned. Christini and Skavi finished in 40th place. This is now the only 2 tournaments that these guys have played together. They have not been able to qualify out of opens a single time, so 0 finals experience for this team going into FNCS. I would not be surprised if we see a trio split up. We also have a lot of other big names though, like Shark, Ju, and Ziandi in 44th, Pigstar, Mandemus in 51st. A team that has literally won a Cash Cup finals this season has now failed to qualify for the finals. And then the big one that I know a lot of you guys really do care care about is the trio in 68th place of Mongraal, MrSavage, and Panzer. Now these guys finished with only 513 points. They were only able to win one of their 19 games today. They had an average placement of 14.6, an average elims of 4.2, and only 80 total elims in 19 games. Now their match history was just really rough today. It was a 0 elimination 32nd, 0 elimination 15th, 0 elimination 27th, 1 elimination 29th. Their only like super good game of the day was a 13 elimination win, 5 elimination 8th, 7 elimination 9th, 3 elimination 14th, 11 elimination 2nd, and then a 1 elimination 20th in their very final game. These guys honestly did struggle off spawn today, but they just really struggled a lot in general in basically every facet of the game. They did not look like themselves at all today. And now, especially going into FNCS, not being able to qualify for the very final trio cash cup is definitely a pretty big vibe kill going into FNCS. And if I just read you guys their finals placements in every single cash cup finals from this season, it was a 33rd, so dead last, and then 21st. Their best placement was a 10th, and then 21st, and then didn't qualify. So they currently have an average placement of 21.2 in the cash cup finals. I think in general though, coming from last year where Mongraal and MrSavage were struggling to qualify for a lot of tournaments at the beginning of the year, to them now just being able to make finals pretty consistently, I guess if you want to see it in like a positive light, then it is definitely still improvement. But if you're one of the people that want to see these guys make globals, it is looking near to impossible right now. There is just so many factors currently going against them, like them being contested every single week, and I really don't know if that's ever going to change, simply because of the fact they're not like dominating teams off spawn. Nobody really fears these guys off spawn. Like going into FNCS now, it is a very high possibility that they are just contested, and it might even become a challenge for this team to even be able to just make grand finals this season, which just sounds so crazy, because from the beginning of this season when they were winning the FNCS trial to there now being some real doubts on them potentially not even being able to qualify for grands, these guys are definitely going to have to start to put in the work. Now that FNCS is only about a week out and they are missing the very final week of finals to get that extra practice, I hope they are just going to grind, try to learn some new strats with BloodX, and really cook some things up. Let me know in the comment section down below though, are you guys currently worried for Mongraal and MrSavage going into FNCS, or do you think they'll be able to figure everything out and this team will be just fine once FNCS actually starts? Now if we look at the actual finals map, we do have a lot of big names contested. Like unfortunately Cami, Seti, and Hari are going to be contested by X-Sweeze and Podesai. We also have like Vania, Pixie, and Marius are contested by Prism, and Quizzy, Swizzy, and Mustache are still contested by Skyjump, Momsy, and Shaycause. So we are going to have a very interesting finals with a lot of big names that are contested. None of those guys are going to be in my top 5 predictions. My final top 5 predictions is going to start off with 5th place of Tripper and Thomas HD and Ferdoxy. Now these guys finished in 3rd place after last week. I think this is basically a lock for a top 5 every single week that they are uncontested. 4th place, I'm gonna go with a newer team and a team that I don't often predict in my top 5 of iDrop, Sky, and Scroll. Now if you actually look on the map and the teams that are around them, literally every single team around them is contested. So these guys have a real possibility of being able to maybe push themselves into like a top 2, because they're just gonna be able to get so many free Storm Surge tags and clean up so many fights around them that they have a very high chance of doing super well in this tournament. Going into my top 3 though, I'm going to go with 3rd place of Tayson, Trulex, and Chicho. Now these guys finished in 6th place last week. I think this definitely is a top 5 team on the region though, and I'm going to have them in my 3rd place spot this week. 2nd place is the team that ended up getting 2nd last week, is the trio of Ping, Wax, and Malibuka. These guys were super impressive last week, and I think that 2nd place was a huge confident boost for them, especially after only having like one top 5 in all of their other trio placements this season before that. I think back-to-back 2nd places is very possible for this team. And then in 1st place, I just still do believe this is by far the best team on EU of Vico, Vino, and Flixie. If nothing goes wrong for them, like so many things have been over the course of like the entire season, then I really don't see a world where they don't win the Cash Cup finals. But if someone is to prove me wrong, then I would still be very impressed. Remember, let me know you guys' own top 5 in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as hitting 100,000 subscribers would be like winning FNCS to me. So if you guys want to help me to be able to win FNCS, just make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Please just go K-Dog on the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube said don't enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKdog to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.